From there we go to genetic what? Engineering. So genetic engineering is a change made to hereditary features by basically what we say it is deliberately altering the structure and position of individual genes. In biology, you've learned about genes. You don't do biology. What are genes? Say something. They are what? No, tell me. Structures found in the DNA. Now explain in layman's language. What are genes? People are funny. Watu waniambia ni vidude vingine viko huko ndani. Iko ndani wapi? What is the benefit of you having genes? Awiti is doing just you're not even remembering the way Awiti works hard. What are genes? Yes, I'm waiting for Mercy to be told so that she can tell us what she's. Tell us about the genes. Rashid has told you. Sorry? He was explaining, no, that story wasn't about the genes. Benson, yesterday you went to the university. What are genes? Or you're telling me you don't? So, all of you are not telling us. Oh, yes? There? Structures? Oh, that at least that is so good. That is the right explanation actually. They are found in the what? The chromosomes, yes. And they determine the characteristics of a what? Of a being. They determine your characteristics. So when we alter them, that is genetic engineering. We alter them. They can be altered. And advantages of genetic engineering, number one, diseases can be what? Could be prevented using it. Because you can implant genes that are disease-free in people and also plants and animals that have hereditary genetic disorder. If you have a genetic disorder and you get what? And the genes of an healthy person are what? Are implanted in you, or healthy genes. That one can help prevent diseases. Also, genes can be manipulated in what? In plants to yield what? More. That is another advantage. They also they are used in treatment of dwarfism. What is dwarfism? Yes? These are what? Are we calling them humans who are very what? They have the hormone of they don't grow. No, you've never seen a dwarf. Have you ever seen them on TV? They can just stand here and you can hold them with your hand. You've never seen a dwarf. Whatever you hey, that is something else, you see. You are being told that's a dwarf. Go Google about dwarfism so that you can see what a dwarf is. A dwarf, and then you are told how many meters they are or centimeters. So that you know what a dwarf is. Yes. You think those ones you call Bilikim are the dwarfs? That is what I thought also. But they are really short. Dwarfs, it helps increase the rate of what? Maturity in livestock. They can be able to mature faster. Yes. Nowadays, that's through genetic engineering. That's how this maize is called. What is this maize called? The one for dry places. Katumani, you know it. You know Katumani? That one was brought about through genetic engineering. It grows very fast and it's short, and it yields in a shorter time. It is best for dry areas. Also, it helps to determine biological parent in case of dispute on babies. If when you grow up, yes, after you're through with your university and you get your job, and then you have a kid, and you're not sure you are them, especially is it them all both sexes. You're not sure whether that is your kid. You can go for what? A DNA testing, yes, to determine whether that is your kid. It goes both ways. It's not only men who determine the what, who can want to know the DNA. You can be involved. Women are sometimes very weird. You can be involved with multiple men and you don't know whose child it is. So you can easily confirm which is bad. I'm not teaching you to be bad women. Stick to your husband. You can go check the DNA so that you can know the what? The actual parent of the child, biological parent. It also it helps to increase disease-resistant crops. Yes. And it assists in clarifying blood, especially when we are screening blood. Remember yesterday we were talking about screening blood so that it can be transfused. It helps in that. Increases disease to be able to screen the blood in case you need what? For transfusion. To clarify the blood, whether you are job group what? Sorry, not even job group. It helps to clarify what? Your blood type. Yes? If you are O or you are what? Which other blood group do you know? AB. Do you know your blood group? You cannot know because only one person here told us, Brian, yesterday, he's the only one who donates blood. So he's the only one who knows. Don't lie to me. He's the only one who knows his blood type. All the others, I don't know. Disadvantages of genetic engineering. Number one, it can introduce cancer-causing what? Genes. Yes, because you're altering it can introduce them and then you get cancer and it's not curable. Number two, it can be misused by scientists in genetic manipulation. If they want to try something new using your genes, they can misuse it to change the structure of human beings the way they were created by who? By God. They can manipulate the genes to get a different creature. Also genetic engineering interferes with ecological balances. Because when they are making let's say they are making disease resistance what? Crops. They can also make let's say fertilizers which are eco-friendly, and some of the fertilizers can cause environmental what? Pollution at the same time. Because remember, when you use a fertilizer, after you use it for the correct way in the what? In the plants, it's usually washed away by the rain. Some of it will go to the what? To the rivers, and then maybe if you're near ocean, it will go to and then it's going to what? To kill the marine life. And also some of them are so harsh that you cannot use them continuously. Like people who mostly are in where they grow maize in Trans Nzoia in large scale. Yes, they don't usually go to plow the shamba the way we do. You know how after you grow crops, you go again to the shamba again to do what? To remove the what? The weeds. Yes, they don't do that. They just spray something, and then all the weeds are dead. You know, something that can kill the weeds like that. Yes. It is also what? Not environmentally friendly. It can cause. It can be able to be an environmental pollutant. Also, these can, if the scientists are given a chance, can come up with artificial what? Human beings through the manipulation of genes and genetic engineering. Yes, they've been trying to do it. Do we have artificial human beings which were created through genes creation? Not yet. They've not created. So what is the Christian view on genetic engineering? Number one, Christians support it. We support the genetic engineering that is beneficial to human beings. For example, the one that can cure what? Diseases. The ones that can be able to enable plants and animals to yield more. We are supporting that as Christians. And also, we are against genetic engineering because we believe all human beings are made in God's image. So, we are all loved by God with and or without what? Defects. Why are we talking about with and without defects? It's because through genetic engineering, it can be manipulated. If you have a, let's say, you know that your child can be born without hands, yes? And then you can use the genes when they are young, yes, to grow new hands. Or if you have a scar that you don't want, through genetic, but this has to happen early in life. Also, I think through genetic engineering is when we get what? Is where you can go to the lab and make what? You can manipulate a child when they are being what? They are being made in the lab. So that's why we are saying that. Also, through genetic engineering, we are against it because dignity of human beings is being eroded. Yes, it is being eroded because you can manipulate a human being to look the way you want. A good example is if you are not bright, they were claiming they can make you bright in a way through manipulating your what? Your brain, so that you can be able to read without getting tired. I don't know. I read it somewhere. But you have to. So all those are genetics. You ask your biology teacher. I told you, if you don't, you stop listening to me. Also, they oppose Christians opposed to genetic engineering because they oppose cloning and test tube babies. Cloning is whereby you take a genes and you make another person who's exactly like Charity. They're training to clone. Even today, they try to do that, to make another human being who is exactly like her. What they'll do, even if when they get the egg and the whatever, the egg and the sperm, right? They want to manipulate it so that it can look exactly like Charity, another Charity. But I don't know whether they've, that one I've never had a success. But test tube babies, it is done daily. Nowadays, it is so often. It's whereby you take your egg and your husband's sperm to the what? To the lab, yes? And then they are able, now the lab acts as a womb. Are you understanding? As a womb, the child grows in the lab. And that child can be manipulated, whatever features you want. How do you want the child? Bright? How do you want the child? Faster? How do you want they've tried. There's a part of test tube babies where it helps. If you cannot be able to get a child, they take your sperm and your husband's, they take it to the lab, they start growing there, yes? When the baby is around, I don't know how many, whether it's a month or two, they take it now and put it in your what? In your womb. So that it can grow now from there, because it is past the stage where it cannot be destroyed. It is happening in Kenya, Kenyatta actually. Even there's a day they had, I don't know, successful, 6 babies or what. They read newspaper, go to the internet and read about it. So when someone tells you they don't have a baby, I don't understand. It is there. So you just have to look for money and go where? There, and make babies. Yes, that one can be manipulated. I think also through the genes is when you think your child is going to be stupid, then you start giving them vitamins, and then they also give, there's something they are giving nowadays when the child is small so that they can grow with a bright mind. That one I saw the Chinese do it, and it was so successful, you can be shocked. But later, one of the children was so bright that they could not be able to handle the pressure, so the kid died. So it's better we just we just allow the nature of who? Of God. Now, that means that if you are given medication for you to be bright, right? You will continue being given medication until you die. Because in case you are not dependent, you don't have the medication, that means that what? You won't be what? Bright. Which is wrong. It is very wrong. It is. Go read about, what do you do in the internet? That is what I read about. Politics. They will never help you. Yes? So, it is also God's will. It is against God's will to change the way the structure of what? Of human